like I said, I spent all of yesterday, and I was on the road for a big part of it, but I spent all of yesterday just furious, Tara. Because you, me, Mike, we've all been watching this pathetic set piece unfold, and have been. I'll dare speak for you and say that you didn't think it was any more organic than I did. It felt manufactured. It felt like AstroTurf. It wasn't grassroots. And the first thing that struck me, and I hope it's turning out that I am in fact wrong, was, nah, they won't stop at this. Because, you know, the donor class wants a white boy.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe that's not going to be the case. But I am.
No, there'll be a white man. You mean for VP?
No, I meant that they would try to push Kamala Harris out.
Yeah, they might. They might try, but no.
I hope they are unsuccessful, because I think she has the stomach to this fight.
Yeah.
And I think she can. I think she can make Nitwit Nero ache in places he didn't know could ache.
Yeah, that's what's going to be fun. Watching him go, and her, watching her, the prosecutor, go after the convicted felon rapist, that's going to be awesome.
I'm here for it. I've laid in a supply of really expensive bougie microwave popcorn. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I buy the off-brand stuff at Dollar General. But I'm ready. I'm ready for it. But again, I am not at all ready to forgive the donor class. I'm not in any forgiving mood for Abigail Disney or George effing Clooney.
Oh yes.
Or any of these privileged self-appointed political pundits. By the way, self-appointed political pundit spells sap. No, because they've proven what they believed all along, and that is that their opinion is more important than that of us hoi polloi.
Yeah, that's what we witnessed, though.
And I don't like being sneered at, whether it's George Clooney, Michael Moore, Jon Stewart, any of them. I don't like that any more than, as a hillbilly, being sneered at by Jerk Deluxe Vance. And we barely touched upon him, and we may have to save him for tomorrow. You know, we got 3 more days, and I'm excited. But it felt like a full-on assault on democracy.
Yeah, it was, and is.
But I'm trying to bank my fires on that, because what I thought, what I sort of gamed out in my head was that they would try to push Kamala Harris out in favor of their preferred white boy, and that if it is Kamala, that their next move will be to continue the Biden's so old, and demand that he resign the presidency. I've never wanted to be more wrong than this, but I would lay odds. Wonder, though. I would lay odds that the multimillionaire for-profit media will start that drumbeat. Sometime if Vice President Harris is the nominee, please Jesus, that sometime after the Democratic convention, because remember, this is all about clicks. Clicks equals dollars.
Yeah.
Clicks equals happiness. Clicks are the multimillionaire media's freaking fentanyl. Okay, they are addicted. It's sad and pathetic and dangerous for everybody around, just like fentanyl. So I halfway expected, well, President Biden should resign and let Kamala Harris already become the first woman president. I've never wanted to be wrong so badly in my life, but that's the thing, Tara. I don't trust these bastards. I do not. On the other hand, the Harris campaign absolutely avalanched Nitwit Nero's post-assassination attempt in fundraising just in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, they're raking it in. And where the maggot campaign is concerned, all I can say is, gee, I hope it doesn't hurt too little.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you're well aware that overnight, Orange Julius Geezer absolutely melted down core through the floor, having a fit about and at one point said, "Well, Biden will wake up tomorrow morning and forget that he resigned, forget that he got out of the race." No, and so I'm looking for silver linings. I confess, Tara, I'm looking for silver linings, and one of them is the fact that Donald Trump is now the oldest nominee for president in the history of the United States of America. And again, I guess this is just beat up on the media Monday. God knows they earned it.
They deserve it.
They earned it. Because our Filthy Morning Habit tried to, Mika was trying to do some of it early this morning, talking about, he's so old. Oh, God, he's really old. Oh, he's decrepit, talking about Trump. And that needs to be hammered home, because anybody who watched his speech last Thursday and thought that it was even in the same freaking area code as sane is themselves of questionable sanity. Mary Trump dog-walked Katie Tur. I've got the audio here.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah. Oh, good.
It's pretty cool.
I want to hear.
Despite having no evidence for making this claim, Katie Tur of MSNBC said during Donald's first appearance at the Republican convention that he was humbled. Okay, first of all, this is not journalism. This is evidence-free supposition. Second, considering the man doesn't have an ounce of humility in his entire body, that's a bit of a stretch. Seriously, I mean, there's no circumstance under which this man has ever felt humility or been humbled. If you look closely at the picture I'm about to show you, that is the look of a man who is completely and pleasantly shocked that he keeps getting away with everything. That's not humility or humbleness or anything but smugness.
Yep.
I have evidence. Check this out.
It's a photo of Nitwit Nero standing with his young son, J.D. Vance.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary Trump is right, and of course Mary Trump has the receipts. She knows him probably better than... she probably knows him better than melanoma does.
True.
So, all the... all the Sturm und Drang. The fact of the matter is, and I think that we should take note of this, there was some brilliant strategy in what happened this weekend. It was speculated upon, but then, come yesterday afternoon, something somewhat remarkable happened in the way that they handled this. They put a press release out. Like I said, they didn't send anybody out to the podium or anything like that. They just put out a press release, and it was after all the morning bobblehead shows. So, oops, can't fulminate there. We'll have to wait. And there was no video. There was no martial music with lots of drums and big scary chyrons and breaking news. Mm-hmm. And they just dropped it in the for-profit media's lap, and it deprived the multimillionaire for-profit media of the thing that it craves most. It's digital fentanyl, and that is clicks. And, again, Alex Jones. But I think people like George Clooney and the donor class were motivated when President Biden started talking about taxing their sorry asses.
Yeah.
Fairly.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
And and on things like, unrealized profits.
That's right.
And so they came after him with the long knives because, their progressivism, they're limousine liberals.
Yes, and their progressivism goes as far it's socially based. It's not real populism or real equality or upward mobility. Not in the least. They want people, to just stay in their place. That's why. To not even question that we can only donate 3,000 or something. I'm trying to look it up because I've never been able to donate that amount of money to anybody in my life. But there's a limit. But why can these millionaires, donate? Because it's because of the Supreme Court, undoing all of these campaign finance restrictions because they want to have an oligarchy in this country. And it's really, not questioning it is part of how it comes to fruition. Because people, and then they get out, man on the street assholes, what do you think? I don't know. I think Michelle Obama. I wish it was Michelle Obama. It's like a friggin' beauty pageant here. I want Oprah. I'm not even kidding. We were talking about it during the break here. And I looked at MSNBC and they had a man on the street thing and turned up the volume, and the woman was like, well, I really wanted Michelle Obama, as if she was even in the running. It's like, what? And they put that on the air.
It's so unbearably stupid. I hate it with the heat of a million suns. And look, I want to, like I said, I'm better than I was yesterday at this time because, I was out on the ledge and wishing I was still a smoker so I could flick my burning cigarette butts down 10 stories below at the MAGA hats walking by. But I'm okay now, or I'm okay-er. And I do want to take just a minute because we've only got about a minute and a half left in the program to explain that part of the reason that I was so upset at this attack on our president that was nurtured, that was germinated, sprouted by the for-profit media is because Joe Biden has been the first president to acknowledge that the LGBTQ community is every bit as good and every bit as deserving of every bit of the rights that straight white men enjoy in this country. Straight white cis men, because that's the gold standard.
Yeah.
And it felt like by attacking him, they were attacking us.
Mm-hmm. Of course they are.
But I have confidence that Vice President Harris will continue that legacy.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the reality, and this is underneath it all, the reality of what happens to the LGBTQ community if Nitwit Nero gets in and brings Project 25 with him, is too terrifying to contemplate.
Right. This country would be a nightmare.
So that's where we will leave it for this afternoon, and be with you again tomorrow.
Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. The Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.